Ma'am, time is 10:01, ma'am. Shall we start?
Has resource person arrived? Muthupandi, sir?
No, ma'am, not arrived.
Yeah, I'm here, ma'am. This is Muthupandi. I'm here only.
Sir,
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am. We can begin, I think, ma'am. Sir will join later, I think.
Yeah. I spoke to him.
Yeah.
Edward, sir? Has he joined?
Yeah, I'll make a call to him. I think not a join. I'll make a call.
Okay, sir. When you tell me, then we'll start.
Okay, ma'am.
Sir, good morning. Good morning.
Morning, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Anip sir, வந்தீங்களா?
ஆமா, ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டு சார். பண்ணிட்டேன்.
வாங்க, அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும்.
வலைக்கும் ஸலாம்.
அபுசாலி சார் வந்து அபுசாலி சார்.
அப்துல் சார் உள்ள இருக்காங்க.
இதெல்லாம் இருக்கேன்.
வாங்க. அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும்.
வலைக்கும் ஸலாம்.
Muthupandi, sir, shall we start?
Yeah, shall we begin, ma'am? I think Edward sir will join within a minute.
Okay, fine. So, good morning, everyone. With the glory of Almighty, we are entering in the 7th day session. We are in the final day of FDP. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate and thank all the participants who have created the e-content and developed the e-content. You know, I have received nearly 100 e-content, received at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and till 9:30 a.m. Yes, it shows your dedication and commitment and interest and sincerity. It shows we all are the skill, the capability and capacity to build this type of e-content, right? So what we are going to do today, we are going to play one by one the e-content, which is already seen by the expert. And so we are shortlisted some of the e-content because there is a 90 e-content. So we plan to play one by one. Finally, the experts will give the consolidated feedback. And the reminding those who have sent the later in the morning that e-content, the link has been sent to the expert. They will see that, and if there is any special comment is there or the feedback is there, let you know. So we'll play it now. Priya, shall we start? I hope, and I also used to say this, the feedback for the one e-content is not for that particular person. This is to be everyone. They should be corrected to everyone.
Ma'am, shall I play, ma'am?
Yeah. Muthupatti sir?
Yeah, you can play, ma'am. And this is, dear participants, as coordinator ma'am Sajuni sir told, it shows that you have a great commitment towards the e-content, because I have received so many calls even till 11 p.m. I felt happy that you are such a dedicated group of people who are involving in the workshop. So really, it is very good, nice. And this display means that it is not for the fault finding and all. This is a suggestion, that's all. And even the people from education, if there is any people from education, or if the people any attended orientation program from various human resource development centers, you might have heard about a process called a skill practice called micro teaching. So in that micro teaching, what we do is within our colleague, our peers will be the audience, and one of the teacher will teach his or her content, and there will be a comment and suggestions and developments will be there. So it is just like that. It is not a fault finding things. It is a group evaluation, maybe a kind of self evaluation or peer evaluation. That's all. So take it as a positive way. So please, ma'am, you can present now, ma'am, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is it audible, ma'am, sound?
Yeah, audible.
Audible.
Okay, thank you.
Law of diminishing marginal utility. This theory first formulated by Appa in the year 1854. Later it was further developed by Albert Marshall with the help of his cardinal utility. Definition: as a consumer consumes more and more units of a specific commodity, utility from the successive units goes on diminishing. Illustration of the law: first mango. If a person consumes one mango, marginal utility increases by 10. If same person consumes 2 mangoes, the marginal utility reduced by 8. If the same person consumes 6 mangoes, marginal utility is to be 0. If the same person consumes more than 6 mangoes, marginal utility is to be negative. Next, diagram of the law of diminishing marginal utility. This diagram explains marginal utility goes on diminishing, the total utility goes on increasing. When marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum. When marginal utility becomes negative, total utility begins decline. Next, limitations of this law. This theory measures only numerical value, not be measured in psychological concept. This law cannot be applied to durable or perishable goods and also cannot be applied to indivisible goods. Importance of this.
Hello.
This law
Sir?
helps in
What's the problem?
trade.
Is the teachers? I think the teachers' volume is low. I think so. Is it correct, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
In the video content, the volume of the teacher is low.
Yes, yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
yes, sir. And the background is also noisy and the echo.
Okay, let's go to the next.
Okay, you play the next one. Finally, sir, consolidated and give the feedback.
Hello everyone, hope you have enjoyed the previous videos. In this video, we are going to discuss the characters of the play Dr. Faustus. First, let's discuss Dr. Faustus himself. Faustus is a brilliant scholar who feels that he is done with natural knowledge. Faustus is a scholar of the early 16th century from the German city of Wittenberg. He is an arrogant and fiery individual who has an unending thirst for knowledge. As an intellectual, Faustus becomes familiar with conjuring skills and breaks with the traditional knowledge. Faustus decides to sell his soul to the devil in exchange for bubble reputation and earthly power of 24 years. He proceeds to waste this time in self-indulgence and petty tricks. Next, let's discuss the character of Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles, the name is originally derived from Hebrew Mephits, which means destroyer, and Tophel means liar. A devil of craft and cunning, he is the devil who comes to Dr. Faustus at his summoning, and the devil who serves Faustus for 24 years is particularly interesting because he has mixed motives. On the one hand, Mephistopheles clearly intends to act as an agent of Faustus' damnation. It is Mephistopheles who steps in every time whenever Faustus considers to repent. He cajoles and threatens Faustus to stay loyal to hell. Next character we are going to discuss is Lucifer. Lucifer is the prince of devils and superior to Mephistopheles.
Hello, who is playing?
In Christian lore, Lucifer is sometimes thought to be another name of Satan. Some traditions say that Lucifer was Satan's name before the fall, while the fathers of the Catholic Church held that Lucifer was not Satan's proper name, but a word showing the brilliance and beauty of his station before the fall. He appears only at a few choice moments in Dr. Faustus, and Marlowe uses Lucifer as Satan's proper name. Next, we are going to discuss a list of minor characters in this play, Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. Wagner is a servant to Faustus. He steals Faustus' books and learns how to summon demons. At the end of the play, he seems to be very much concerned about his master's fate. Next come the good angel and evil angel. They are the personifications of Dr. Faustus' inner turmoil. They give differing advice to him on key occasions. Their characters also reflect Abrahamic belief that humans are assigned guardian angels and that devils can influence human thoughts. Next come Valdez and Cornelius. They are the friends of Dr. Faustus who teach him the dark arts. They appear only in Act 1. Next come Beelzebub. He is one of Lucifer's officers and he is a powerful demon. The 7 deadly sins are personifications. They are not acts but impulses or motivations that lead men to do sinful actions. Next comes the clown Robin. He is a chief character. In numerous occasions, he provides comic relief from the main story. He learns demon summoning by stealing one of Dr. Faustus' books. Next comes Dick. He is a friend of Robin, another character that provides comic relief. And then comes Rafe, who is a harsh hostler and friend of Robin. With the clown, he summons Mephistopheles. Next comes Vintner, who is a wine merchant or winemaker. The Vintner chases down both Robin and Rafe after they steal a silver goblet from him. The next character we are going to discuss is the carter. He is the one who meets Dr. Faustus while carting the hay to town. Faustus swindles him eventually. Next comes the horse courser who buys Dr. Faustus' horse. Faustus swindles him too. The Pope, in a move that would have pleased his Protestant audience, Marlowe depicts him as cruel, power-mongering, and far from holy. Faustus plays some cheap tricks on him. Next comes Raymond, who is the king of Hungary. He serves the Pope. Then Carlos V is a German emperor for whom Faustus conjures up the spirit of Alexander the Great. And then come Martino, Frederick, and Benevolio. They are the knights in the court of Carlos V. When Faustus humiliates Benevolio with a pair of horns, Benevolio decides to revenge Dr. Faustus. Martino and Frederick vow to support Benevolio. Then come the Duke of Vanholt and the Duchess of Vanholt. They are the nobles for whom Dr. Faustus fetches grapes even in the month of January. Then comes the old man. He is a holy man who tries to save Faustus by getting him to repent. And for his good gesture, Faustus initially thanks him, but later Faustus sends the devils to harm him. Then lastly come the spirits of Alexander the Great, Darius, Paramore, and Helen. These are all Faustus illusions. Let's meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, sir. I think the who is playing the video, just you pause 2 or 3 seconds while they display their name. Then only it will be better to notice whose e-content this. And one more thing, please. This is for all. While we are displaying the presentation, if I imagine if there are 10 points, you should not display all the 10 points at the same time. So this is a common thing. So see, we will disclose our comment later, but this is a common thing. While there are 10 points in a slide, you have to present the first click or first point should be appear, and after explaining the first point, you have to click the enter or something. The second point should appear, and after explaining the second point, you have to enter the click or enter button or next button, and the third point should appear. Likewise, we have to go, because while we are displaying all the points, while we are discussing the first point, the students or the audience may think of fourth point or 10th point or 15th point. So that it is better you go for one by one. In a slide, you click, the first point should appear, and the next click, the next point should be appear, and likewise it should go. If we present all the points simultaneously at one click, so this is the problem. While we are discussing the first point, the people may think of or may go through with the 10th point. So this is the problem. So proceed, sir, please, sir. It is nice. Proceed, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The topic. Welcome you all for today's session. Today we are going to see the topic of cybercrime.
Cybercrime is an illegal activity that involves a computer or digital device which is carried out by individuals or organizations. Now we will see the types of cybercrime. Photomorphing, cyberbullying, digital device which is carried out by individuals or organization. Now we will see the types of cybercrime. Photomorphing, cyberbullying, cyber stacking, cyber harassment, identity theft, and digital footprint. We will see one by one. Photomorphing. Photomorphing means the changing one image into another image using morphing tool, which is available on internet. Usually girls are affected due to these type of morphing. See here, a man uploaded morphed picture of 21-year-old girl on Facebook using his mobile phone in vengeance as she did not reciprocate his advance. That girl hanged herself after she saw her morphed semi-nude picture posted on a Facebook page. Next, we will see cyberbullying. Cyberbullying refers to the misuse of information technology with the intention to harass others on the internet and the other digital spaces, particularly on social media sites. This bullying behavior can include posting rumors, threats, and sexual remarks. Next is cyber stalking. Cyber stalking is a crime in which the attacker harasses a victim using electronic communication. That is, hacking into a victim's online accounts, such as banking or email, and changing the victim's settings and password. Next, cyber harassment. Cyber harassment is like an unwanted phone call to become a harassing. See, the caller's intention to harass us or threaten you by continually ringing the phone, making indecent commands, suggestions, proposals, or requests, not disclosing his or her identity but continuing the conversation. The next one is identity theft. The identity theft is a crime of obtaining the personal or financial information of another person to use their identity to commit fraud, such as making unauthorized transactions or purchases. Finally, we will see the digital footprint. The digital footprint is also like a digital shadow. It traces the activities of person and steal their information. Right? Now, we will see about the hackers. There are three types of hackers. One is black hat hackers. Number two is grey hat hackers. And number three is white hat hackers. Black hat hackers are the criminals who break into computer networks with malicious intent. They may also release malware that destroy files, holding the computers hostage or stealing the password or credit card numbers and other personal information. Like the grey hat hackers or the individual who works both offensively and defensively. That means they could work as a black hat hackers with malicious intent and try to harm some organization, while on the other hand, they would also try to work as a security analyst. The third one is white hat hacker. White hat hackers also referred to as a good hackers or an ethical hacker is someone who exploits computer systems or networks to identify the security flaws and make improvement recommendations. This is white hat hackers. So, in this session, we have seen what is cybercrime, the types of cybercrime, and the type of hackers. Thank you all.
Ma'am, shall I play next, ma'am?
Okay, Pandit sir?
We can go for the next one, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
This is an e-content development on this is an e-content development on elasticity. First, we are going to discuss few topics as definition, basic terms, stress and strain, definition of stress, and types of strain. First is definition of elasticity. It is the property of the body by virtue of which it regains its original shape or size when the deforming forces are removed. Next one is plasticity.
Sir?
It is the property of the body
Yes.
which
Sir,
returns
post பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் கட்
completely
ஆயிடும்.
its altered
மெசேஜ்
state.
பண்றீங்களா அது?
Actual bodies lie between the two extremes, namely perfectly elastic
அது
and
கூகுள் லிங்க் நான்
elastic.
அனுப்புறேன் சார் அதுக்கு.
Next one is stress.
Okay.
It is the restoring force per unit area set up within the body. It is simply written as stress is equal to F by A. This is shown in the diagram. Strain. The change of dimension per unit dimension of the body is strain. There are three types of strain. One is linear strain, next is bulk strain, and the third one is shearing strain. It is explained as with the help of diagram. A strain is equal to deformation by original shape in general. Here is large strain and small strain. A linear strain is a change of length by original length. Bulk strain is change of volume to the original volume, and shearing strain is change of shape to the original shape. These are the diagrams to explain the different types of strain. First, in first case, force is applied outwards, and in second case, the forces are applied in the various phases. This is a diagram to explain shear stress. The law which supports stress and strain relation is Hooke's law. Within the elastic limit, the stress is proportional to the strain produced in the sample. This can be understood with the help of the diagram. Based on three types of strains, there are three kinds of modulus of elasticity. One is Young's modulus, other is bulk modulus, and the third one is rigidity modulus. The moduli of elasticity can be understood with the help of various experiments. This is famous physicist, scientist, and academic and scholar Robert Hooke, who defined his famous law. Thank you.
Pandit sir, shall we proceed?
Proceed, ma'am. We can proceed, ma'am.
Okay.
I have make a note of it.
The action of eluting chromatography.
Okay, sir. We can proceed, sir.
Factor, apparatus required, materials used in TLC, stationary phase, TLC plates, mobile phase, spotting, developing chamber, detecting agents, TLC visualization methods, uses of thin layer chromatography. The thin layer chromatography is an absorption type of chromatography. The chromatographic technique in which the adsorbents are coated on a glass plate as a thin film is known as thin layer chromatography. It is a valuable method used for qualitative analysis for finding the number of components in a mixture, monitoring a chemical reaction, monitoring the fraction of eluting solvent obtained in a column chromatography absorbent, example silica gel, and the mobile phase carrying developing chamber. Stationary phase. There are several adsorbents which can be used as stationary phase. Some of the stationary phases and their composition and the ratio in which they have to be mixed with water or other solvents to form a slurry for preparing to coat the thin layer chromatographic plates are shown in the table. Example, silica gel G, which contains calcium exact nature of compound. Number 1 is iodine chamber method, where brown or amber spots are observed when the paper is kept in the tank with a few iodine crystals at the bottom. Second method is using UV chamber for fluorescent compounds. When compounds are viewed under UV chamber at 245 nanometer or at 365 nanometer, fluorescent compounds can be detected in light. The chemical methods commonly adopted are iodine vapor forms, fluorescent indicators, silver nitrate spray for alkyl halides, and sulfuric acid spray plus heat to get permanent charred spots. The use to determine the appropriate conditions for column chromatographic separation and to monitor the column chromatography. Thank you.
Hello dear students, today I am going to teach about transpiration, about the definition, and then I will go for the types of transpiration, and then the most important type, that is the chromatotranspiration. Then I will teach about the mechanism of chromatotranspiration also. First I will define the transpiration. So transpiration is a very important process. Okay, so what is it, what is the meaning? So it is a evaporation of water through the plant pods. The plant pods may be a root or a stem or a leaf. So based upon that plant pods, the transpiration is classified into D type, defining that important factor, hydroactive movement, that is a turgidity, is responsible for this type of movement. Then the fourth one, autonomous movement. So in this, the carbon dioxide concentration is the a very effective part which is take place important in this autonomous movement. The next one is the passive active. So in this passive active movements, it is based upon the turgidity, the changing which takes place in the turgidity only, playing an important role in this passive active movements. Okay, so these are all the factors which is affecting the stomatal movements, that means opening or a closing. Okay, that is based upon these five important factors. Okay dear students, so I think you learn very well about this transpiration topic.
I am Dr. Selvi, Assistant Professor in Zoology, St. Mary's College, Autonomous, Thuthukudi. My topic is insect metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means the transition of larval stage to the adult one. So it attains so many stages, that is the larval stages, and finally it attains the adult stage. This process is called as metamorphosis. And then the types of metamorphosis, there are 4 types. First one, ametabolous metamorphosis. Second one, gradual metamorphosis. The third one, incomplete metamorphosis. And the fourth one, complete metamorphosis. First one, larvae and wasp. Here the larvae do not resemble the adult one. Wings and other adult features are immobile pupal stage, and immatures and the adults may or may not share the habitats. The immatures are adapted for feeding. Adults are adapted for reproduction and dispersal. This is the picture of the metamorphosis stage. Egg start with egg to nymph, and finally it attains the adult stage. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Here we are going to see about what is machine learning all about. Have you ever seen a baby, how he trains himself to crawl, to stand, or even walk? Yes, it is the brain which trains the neural system of the baby of how to put its knees and palms to crawl, to get balanced, to stand, and even walk steadily. Yes, it is all about the baby's brain and the neural system. Here is about a video to show you on how the machine learning is all about. Here you can see a man playing a game, Big Boss. He runs, he gets crashes by the Big Boss, so he again has learned the process of the Big Boss, waits to escape from him, and goes to the winning point. And now I am here to show you a similar process in which we are going to identify a triangle. Circle doesn't work, square doesn't work, and now comes the triangle and is at got the output. Now it trains itself and trains the other machines on how the process should go and makes the man's work more easier. Have you ever wondered how Google classifies your mail as a spam or not spam? How Siri answers to all our questions and even and automatically being improved itself to get a good experienced application. It has a vast use of today's trend. Yes, it is used in most of the processes like image recognition, speech recognition, self-driving cars, online fraud detection, etc., etc. If you are going to choose machine learning as your field, then you are in the future. Yes, it has a very good future. Thank you.
டச் பண்ணு, அப்புறம் மூடு வந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னாங்கன்னா ஓடிப்போ. டச் பண்ணாம பேசுடி.
Participants, please mute your mic.
Hello everyone. Every age has Hello everyone. Every age has its scientific discoveries and inventions. But today's scientific advancements can impact globally in very short time, such is the progress made in the field of artificial intelligence. Let's have a basic idea about what actually artificial intelligence is. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. Levels of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is categorized based on capabilities and functionalities. The first one is narrow AI, either weak AI. This is designed to perform specific tasks with intelligence. It is termed as weak AI because it cannot perform beyond its limitation. It is trained to do specific tasks. Example: facial recognition, Siri in Apple phones, speech and image recognition, self-driving cars, playing chess, and solving equations. General AI, AGI, or strong AI. This system can perform nearly every cognitive task as efficiently humans can do. This is a long-term goal of many researchers to create such machines. Super AI. This
Sir, is it the e-content of Jalil Ahmed or something else?
Content of Jalil sir.
Okay. The problem of the teacher's audio is missing, I think.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Or otherwise, you play with some other VLC. I think.
ஆடியோ வாய்ஸ் இல்லாம இருக்குதா?
இல்ல சார், வாய்ஸ் கம்மியா இருக்கு.
கேக்குது இல்ல?
கேக்குது சார், கேக்குது.
வாய்ஸ் ஃபுல்லா வச்சிருந்தா இதுல நம்ம சிஸ்டத்தினுடைய ஆடியோ வாய்ஸ் ஃபுல்லா தான் இருந்துச்சு.
சார் அதாவது என்ன வேலை நடந்திருக்கு அப்படின்னா, நீங்க சேனல் வந்து ஒரு சேனல் மட்டும் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, சரிங்களா? அந்த சேனல் வந்து இங்க எடுக்கல, அதான் விஷயம். நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி நேரத்துல நீங்க மோனோவா யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. வாய்ஸ் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணும்பொழுது மோனோவில் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா இந்த பிரச்சனை வராது. ஸ்டீரியோல பண்ணும்பொழுது சமயத்துல உங்க மைக்கு சரியா செட் ஆகாம இருந்துச்சுன்னா ஒரு சேனல் மட்டும் ரெக்கார்ட் ஆகும், இன்னொரு சேனல் வந்து ரெக்கார்ட் ஆகாது. அப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனைகள் வர்றதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு உண்டு.
மோனோல பண்ணணும் இல்லையா? For example, min, from. Min, its meaning from. Ila, its meaning is to. This word, min, ila, and such words is a prepositions in Arabic language. So we have learned today regarding the word classifications in Arabic language. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
फिशिंग के लिए
Good morning, students. The topic is elasticity. This is the application of physics. Elasticity is the one of the branch of physics. Microscopy, semiconductors, accelerator physics, astrodynamics, electromagnetic propulsion, nuclear engineering, and engineering physics. First topic is elasticity. In our syllabus, elastic moduli, Poisson's ratio, relation between elastic constant, expressions for bending moment, cantilever, expression for depression. There are so many topics are there. Lattice changes size, safe, and when forces are applied, energies of the system. When forces are removed, the lattice goes back to that lower energy state. This is the materials of modulus of elasticity. The modulus of elasticity is a material is dependent. For example, the modulus of elasticity is steel about 200 gigabyte, and the modulus of elasticity of concrete around 30 gigabytes. This is the material of elastic moduli.
In this lecture, we will learn about the topic centralization. In this lecture, we will learn about the topic centralization. Now, let's see what is meant by centralization. Centralization is a process where the concentration of decision making in few hands. For example, a person running a departmental store appoint manager, cleaning staff, salespersons, and helper. The owner delegates the works among the staff according to the and final decision is taken by him. Third point is wastages can be reduced. Next point is a manager can control the firm easily. The fifth point is centralization is suitable for small firms. In small firms, manager can personally look after overall activities of the organization. We will move to disadvantages of centralization. First point is it increases the burden of top executive. This system gives all responsibility to few persons in the organizations. Second point is destroys individual initiative. Centralization revolves around one person only. It destroys the initiative of subordinates. They do not make any suggestions. May be employed under centralized setup. They will not be given free hand in their areas. Thank you.
This
Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to identify an Euler graph. Now, we'll see what is a graph. A graph is a mathematical representation of network and it describes a relationship between lines and points. So, you can say a graph consists of some points and lines in between. The definition. So the definition goes like this. A graph G is a set of vertex called nodes V and they are connected by edges called VE. Thus, G is denoted as a pair B, E. So this is an example of a graph. Here A, B, C, D, E are nodes and the line in between A and B are called edges. The even degree, it is an Euler graph. So here see the node A is having a degree 1, which is an odd degree. So it is not an Euler graph. Hope you all have understood.
Hello everyone. Now we are going to see about first battle of Panipat. It was the very important battle in Indian history. Presently, Panipat is situated in Haryana state. The battle was fought between Babur's forces and Ibrahim Lodi troops in Panipat. Babur was the ruler of Fargana of Kabul, and he lost his empire and he became a wanderer. Babur organized his army and moved from Kabul and entered into India. At the time of Babur's invasion, Punjab, ruled over by Daulat Khan Lodi, he was the governor of Punjab in Babur's hands. The power of he passed to the Mughals. The battle marked the beginning of the Mughal era in India. Thank you.
Sir, sir, can you give the suggestions?
Sure.
Yeah, every after 5 or 10 video, then you will give the suggestions, sir.
Okay, fine.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, as of now, around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 12 participants display were played, and this is a common comments. Especially, this is very common comment that each and everybody slides is having lot of points. We are displaying all the points at the same time. They should be avoided. And in some videos like SKMR, the volume of the teacher is so low, which cannot be followed by the learners. So this is one thing. This is a suggestion, but it can be rectified by in course of time. It's a learning by doing. So this may be the first e-content of us. Maybe some of us may be familiar with the e-contents and development of e-contents. So it is better some teachers volumes are so low, and some teachers volume is 0, because as Edward sir told, there may be, you may be recorded in a stereo mode. In that the track left may be active and the right may be muted. So in such a way, this may be a reason for less audio. Sometimes if you go through open shot, sometimes you may knowingly or unknowingly you may put mute for particular track. So that is one another possibility of zero sound of teacher appearance. And some material, some e-contents looks like a self-learning material. See, if we are going to read the thing, whatever we have presented in the presentation in the PPT, we can give the presentation to the students, and there is no need of e-content and the other things. Okay, so that the presentation should have a bullet points, and that bullet points should be explained by the teacher. Okay, so this is the presentation is not the teacher. We are the teacher and we are the heroes. The students are going to listen our words. So this presentation, the slides will have to supplement our teaching, like images or videos. We cannot narrate the video in a good manner when compared to presenting the video. So in such a way, it is good. All the presentation is good, but thing is, this thing should be maintained. It looks like a self-learning material. We call it as SLM or a self-instructional material. It should not be a self-instructional material. It should be a material like they may not attend the face-to-face. So in most of the e-content, the teacher appearance is very less. And in some e-content, whatever we have played, like in some maybe, I don't want to mention the name, but the thing is, this is a common thing. The teacher appearance is very, very, very low and very, very, in some cases, it is zero. Because the gesture and our expression is plays a vital role in transforming the knowledge to the students. Okay, even a gesture, our maybe the eye movement, our facial expressions, okay, our attitude. That attitude can be understood by the appearance, teacher appearance. Okay, so the teacher appearance is mandatory in a kind of e-content. That will be very nice. And so less volume and teacher appearance, and in some images that watermark is there. Watermark is there. For example, if I'm downloading one image from some website, maybe mkuniversity.ac.in, that mkuniversity.ac.in is in the background as a watermark. Okay, this may distract the learner. Sometimes while we are talking about something, maybe water pollution, they maybe think about the watermarks, where it has been taken and from which source it has been taken, like that they may think of. So in such a way, what we can do is we can select the images where there is no watermark. Okay, where there is no watermark, or otherwise we can do that. If you want to use the same picture, you can try to remove the watermark, then it will be better. And these are all the things, as I have mentioned. It is better while you are presenting your PPT or something, if it goes maybe point by point while playing, it will be better. Okay, I hope that you understand these things. So these are all the, and in some presentations that space utilization was less. It is not in a proper way. And whenever the e-content played, whatever may be the e-content, and whoever may be the developer, maybe Muthupandi or Edward or Sendilnathan or whatever may be, whoever may be, there will be some, no one is perfect. Okay, we cannot create a perfect thing. Even I can say that this is perfect. It may have some errors or it may have some defects. It is very quite normal. And these are all the basic things up to this. And we can go further, and we can play the some more five e-content. Then we can go for comments. Please, sir.
Thank you, Muthupandi sir.
Yeah, Edward sir, is there any comments from your
Edward,
side?
unmute and speak, sir. Edward sir.
Dr. Muthupandi tells all these things, but the first content, the A content is very, very important. At the time of presenting, you have to see the mic, you have to see the lens of the camera. It's very important. And all the others are already told by Dr. Muthupandi. Okay, sir. Okay, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Let us continue. Riya, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Please wait.
அன்பு மாணவர்களே, இன்றைக்கு மகாகவி பாரதியின் புதிய ஆத்திச்சூடியில் நம்பிக்கை என்கிற அந்த மின் உள்ளடக்கத்தை உங்களுக்கு தருவதிலே மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். அதாவது உங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்குமே தெரிந்திருக்கும், ஆத்திசூடி என்கிற அந்த இலக்கியத்தை நீங்கள் சிறு வயதிலே படித்திருப்பீர்கள். திருவாத்தி மாலை என்று சொல்லப்படுகிற அந்த மாலையை அணிந்திருக்கக்கூடிய சிவபெருமான், அதை சூடியிருக்கக்கூடியவர் என்கிற பொருளிலே தான் ஆத்திசூடி என்கிற அந்த இலக்கியமானது வைக்கப்பட்டது. 109 பாடல்கள். அதாவது நீங்க சிறு வகுப்புகள்ல அகரவரிசை, அதாவது ஆனாவண்ணா படிக்கிறதுக்கு ரொம்ப எளிமையாக நினைவிலே வைப்பதற்காக உங்களுக்கு கற்றுத்தரக்கூடிய ஒரு இலக்கியம்தான் ஆத்திசூடி என்பது. 12ஆம் நூற்றாண்டிலே ஔவையாருடைய ஆத்திசூடியானது வந்தது. அதை அடியொற்றி மகாகவி பாரதி புதிய ஆத்திசூடியை படைத்தார். அதை குறித்து நாம் இப்போது காண்கிறோம். கேட்கலாம், ஔவையாருடைய ஆத்திச்சூடியிலிருந்து அது எவ்வாறு மாறுபடுகிறது என்று கேட்கலாம். ஒரு இலக்கியத்தை நீங்கள் படிக்கும்போது காலத்தையும் களத்தையும் நீங்கள் கருத்திலே கொள்ள வேண்டும். அது எந்த காலம், அது எந்த காலகட்டத்தில் அந்த இலக்கியம் படைக்கப்படுகிறது, எந்த காலகட்டத்தில் அது படிக்கப்படுகிறது, அதே போன்று எந்த களத்திற்காக அது படிக்கப்படுகிறது என்பதை நாம பார்க்க வேண்டும். அந்த அடிப்படையில் நீங்க பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, பாரதி உருவாக்கிய அந்த ஆத்திசூடியினுடைய காலகட்டம் 1913ஆம் ஆண்டு. ஔவையாருடைய ஆத்திச்சூடி காலத்தால் முற்பட்டதாக இருந்தாலும் இந்த ரெண்டுக்கும் ஔவையாருடைய ஆத்திச்சூடி அறத்தை வலியுறுத்தக்கூடியது. பாரதியாருடைய ஆத்திசூடி உருவாக்கப்பட்டது 1913 புதுவையில் இருக்கும்போது எழுதப்பட்டது. அதுல பெரும்பாலான கருத்துக்கள் எல்லாமே தன்னம்பிக்கை சார்ந்த கருத்துக்களாக அமைகிறது என்கிற அந்த விஷயத்தை சொல்லி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Hello and welcome to the introductory class on library classification. Before I explain what library classification means, let me make the word classification familiar to you using a practical example. For this, let us visit some fruit shops in the bazaar. This fruit shop looks very messy. Let us move to another fruit shop. Look at this shop. All the fruits are arranged neatly based on the variety. Tempting to buy everything, isn't it? Now you have an idea of what classification is. Classification means putting together like entities and separating the unlike entities. Then what is library classification? It is the arrangement of library holdings in the logical order from the general to the specific based on the main subject of resources. Let us see some important definitions of library classification. WCB Sayers defines library classification as the arrangement of books on shelves or description of them in the manner which is most helpful to those who read. According to Margaret Mann, classification is the placement to arrange in a particular permanent sequence, mechanical arrangement, the users and filing of non-book materials. In this session, we have learned about the meaning, definition, need and purpose of library classification. Hope it is useful to you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ashok Vasant Mahadi. I am Assistant Professor at Lala Lajpat Rai College, Mahalakshmi, Mumbai. My topic for presentation is trading on equity. My presentation will cover introduction, explanation of term trading on equity, its effect on profit, evaluating effect of trading on equity with different ROIs, and conclusion. Introduction. Well, before I explain you the term trading on equity, I will have to explain you the term capital structure. Well, capital structure means the mix of different sources of funds in the composition of capital of the company, that is own fund and borrowed fund. The company, as per its assessment of business environment, may infuse debt as well as own fund in its capital. Trading on equity. A company during the time of boom may infuse a debt in the capital structure. Debt means borrowed fund, and it can earn higher returns for the equity shareholders. The returns may be higher than the ROI itself, and we have presumed that companies earning 20% return on investment. So on 100 crores, in first case, company has earned 20 crores, and as there are no debts, company don't have to pay any interest. So profit available. So this indicates that the concept of trading on equity is useful only in case of boom period. So we can conclude that trading on equity is a double-sided sword. It may be useful in case of boom, but it will hurt you a lot in case of recession. So the management has to be very careful while using the concept of trading on equity.
Dear students, in this class we are going to see William Shakespeare, the world's greatest dramatist. He was born on April 1564 in Stratford-upon-Avon, died on April 1616. He has written 37 plays, 154 sonnets, and 2 long narrative poems. Shakespeare belongs to Elizabethan and Jacobean era. He was influenced by the English Renaissance. Shakespeare's work fall under 4 periods: the first period, the second period, the third period, and the fourth period. The first period up to 1594. Shakespeare experimented with chronic history plays and comedies. His chronic history plays include his Henry IV, Henry VI Part 1 and 2, and Part 3, Richard III. The comedies include Taming of the Shrew, The Two Handful of, and Kingsman. Shakespeare has created timeless and immortal characters like Othello, Macbeth, Antony and Cleopatra, King Lear, and a handful of characters who live even today in the minds of academics, research scholars, and teachers. Thank you so much.
Muthupanti sir, any suggestion?
Yeah, ma'am. I think that there is no audio in the previous e-content, I think, ma'am.
It comprises of two parts, frames and...
Yes, sir. There is no audio, sir.
That is web design is going on, or?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Shall I play, sir?
Yeah, I play, please.
And our forms. First, we are going to see about frames. Frames is nothing but it is used to divide the browser window into two, not only two, either rows and columns. We can divide the frames into either rows and columns. That is called frames in HTML. And can create frames by using frame set tag. So if you want to divide the frames in row, divide the frames in row means you have to use the row attribute, and if you want to divide the frames in column means we have to use column attribute. And add a submit button on the web page. When the user clicks the submit button, then the form gets submitted to the server. Then that is displayed in the drop down list. Selection list selection it is used to select a file from the uploaded form. Example for all the controls.
Yeah, please, sir. So in the web design also, the teacher appearance means the video of a teacher. So the video of a teacher is missing. So we now normally in teaching learning process, the teacher appearance is much more important, because by visually we are conveying so many things to the audience, to the students. So that I'm saying that the teacher appearance, the video of a teacher is much more important in that thing. So only presentation, only PPT, making into a video is doesn't matter. And now and then we have to give some supporting images or videos or some animations can be given. And even in the second slide or third slide, I think, I'm not sure. So in order to complete a particular animation, we have to wait at least or 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So it should not be like, it should not be like that, because the students should not be wait for the particular text to be appear or particular content to be appeared. So it should be like up here, that then it will be better. So if we add too many of animation is good, but whenever it is needed or whenever it is required. But if it is when it goes beyond the limit, it will consume our time. That is one thing. And one more thing is, it will create, it will make the students to be bored. So that is another thing. So animation is good, but it depends upon the place. So if the student, for imagine, just imagine that if a student is waiting for a text to be appeared 5 seconds or 10 seconds, then sometimes it make him bore, or sometimes it may not be good. So in that sense, animation is good, but it should be some kind of with some kind of limitations. So this is good. And also in Magadevan sir, I think Atisudi thing, the background is good, and the space utilization is good. But in presentation part, I hope that it may be may have some improvement in the presentation part, like stage by stage presentation. So that's why we call this junking, or principles of small steps. Okay, go by step things. Even in social media, we are seeing the ladders, so which is having nearby steps, and a ladder having a distance steps. Okay, so in the ladder, the same height for the ladders will be the same height. But the thing is, if the steps are nearby, the student may reach the top very easily and fast or quick. And if the steps are too height with a long distance, the so the distance between the neighboring steps are too much, he may not climb and he may not go to the top. So that's the reason why we should go for a step-by-step presentation. So this is good, and this is the thing, and we can go further, sir. Yeah, Edward sir, is there any observation from your side?
Library classification. You are using music, background music. At the time of using background music, it is better to use without beat. And then financial management content. Your appearance, you have used green mat. I think it's super, but your appearance hide the slide. Don't hide the matter. Don't distract the matter. Then the Shakespeare content. Add some visuals, animations, and appearance also, and mass contents, and use suitable animation, and you have to use start with the previous some animation. If some animation comes, some other animations also should come with this. Okay, you have to use start with the previous. Okay, and web design. You have to add visuals, animations, and modulation also you have to improve. Okay, thank you, sir.
Many algorithms are available, and the first algorithm is FCFS algorithm. The name itself we could understand. This is a first come first served algorithm, and we are going to see this algorithm with the help of an example. And we have some set of disk Q is given here. Disk Q is given with a request for the IO blocks on the cylinders. We have to fix this disk Q in the cylinders, and the question says head will start at 53. So this is a given 122 and then 120. Initially it is in the 53 of a cylinder. Now we have to cover one by one. From 53 we have to start 53 to 98, because 98 is in the first in the queue, and then
let us learn about chromosomes. Chromosomes are self-reproducing thread-like structures. They are called chromosomes because they are easily stained with the dyes. Chromosomes are the vehicles of heredity. Chromosomes were first observed by Hofmeister in 1848 in the nuclei of pollen mother cells of Tradescantia. Chromosomes were named by Valdeyer in the year 1888. The number of chromosomes may vary from species to species. There are 2 chromosomes in Ascaris melanocephala. The maximum number of chromosomes is 1700 and it occurs in Radiolarian. Chromosomes are arranged in pairs. A pair of similar chromosomes is called homologous chromosomes. The somatic cells contain 2 sets of chromosomes, but the gametes contain only one set of chromosomes. If more than 2 sets of chromosomes are present, it is called polyploid. The shape of a chromosome is large. Chromosomes are L-shaped. They have unequal arms. Metacentric chromosomes are V-shaped. Here, the arms are equal in length.
Good evening to all. Today we are going to see the theories of translation through ages. First thing, we should know what is translation. So what is translation? Translation is the act of converting the meaning of a text to another language. The language of the original text is often referred as the source language, while the language in which the text is translated into is the target language. For example, if we are going to translate a text from Tamil into English, so we are going to translate the Tirukural. So the Tirukural, the original, the Tirukural which is written in Tamil language is called as source language, in which we are going to translate the English language, that is called as the target language. Translation and semantic translation. If the emphasis is on the target language, then the translation is divided into 4 types. First one is adaptation, second one free translation, third one idiomatic translation, and the fourth one is communicative translation. So today we just see about what is a translation and the types of translation, and the divisions given by the linguists we have seen so far, and tomorrow we will see about the history of translation. Thank you.
Angry, frustrated, and sometimes even feeling helpless. It is said that our emotional brain responds to an event more quickly than the thinking brain, which means that our feelings and emotions control our thought processes rather than our thoughts control them. And it is this understanding of our minds which can be termed as emotional intelligence.
Yes, is it empty slide? Empty video?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello everyone. Visual cues, which is very important element in the process of communication. As we know, communication which comes in a two ways, verbal and non-verbal communication. One of the very important aspects of non-verbal communication is through the visual forms. That's why visual cues and visual aids and visual media, which is playing a very vital role in the process of communication. Visual cues, which is very important element and very important way of communications in the childhood process. Whatever you communicated through visually, through the use of your non-verbal communication like hand gestures or the image usages, which can able to get it quickly in the minds of the child. A research which indicates 90% of visual informations can be processed quickly by the brain than any other forms of communications. You would have come across these
visual cues in the posters, in the hoardings, even in the mobile phone. So nowadays, the younger generations often they'll be using this sort of emojis instead of messages, which is nothing but color, form, depth, and movement. And they have need to use it wisely to get the attention of the audience. So among these four visual attributes, we have discussed about the color. So how color is connected with light, and how a human human eyes, okay, they perceives the colors, and what are the different ways of methods have been used to describe the colors. So based on scientific or objective method, we have seen comparative method, subjective method. Scientific method is scientifically proved method to describe the color. So this is universal method. This is appropriate method, universal method, which was followed by all the people. Comparative method is use some sort of analogies comparative method. So through this communication, the audience to whom you're going to communicate it, they must for person to person, and for a different age group, it will be vary. And thank you for joining this wonderful presentation. We will meet you soon in the next presentation. Thank you.
Shall I continue, ma'am? Ma'am?
Sir, Edward, sir.
Tell me, sir.
Any comments, sir?
Sir, 1 minute, sir. And the last, eye contact is very important, visual cues. Okay, and there are some static slides. They have to add some animations, and herbal immunity. They have to add animation, okay, but they have to add some visuals. Herbals visuals also can be added, and chromosome. The bold, voice must be in bold. They are fearing to fearing in expressions. Okay, they have to அதாவது நல்ல போல்டா பேசணும். அது ஒண்ணு, அதாவது குரோமோசோம் பேசுறவங்க. அதே மாதிரி ஆப்ரேட்டிங் சிஸ்டம் ஸ்டாட்டிக் ஸ்லைட், அண்ட் யூ ஹேவ் டு யூஸ் மோர் ஸ்லைட்ஸ் அண்ட் அனிமேஷன்ஸ். ஓகே சார்.
Okay, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, shall we continue for a few minutes, few more minutes?
Okay,
then
ma'am.
we will end up the session with valedictory, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello everyone. In this class, we are going to understand about the immediate cause of First War of Independence. The First War of Independence is a great milestone of India's freedom struggle. In our last class, we have already discussed about the political causes, economical causes, social causes, military causes. Now, both Muslims and Hindus united to fight against British army. Finally, the cartridge issue led to uprising against British army. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to see about protein. Protein is the macronutrients. 1 gram of protein. Today we are going to see about protein. Protein is the macronutrients. 1 gram of protein gives 4 kilocalories. Protein have been recorded as body building foods. 10 to 15 percentages of the total body energy is derived from proteins. Now we see about classifications of proteins. Proteins is classified based on structures, compositions and functions. Classifications is based on the compositions is classified into three types. One is simple, another one is conjugated, third one is derived. Simple proteins are histones, globulins, protamines, globulins, albumins. Egg and milk are rich in fat sources of protein. Some grains like cereal-based products are also sources of proteins but are generally not as high in protein as meat and meat alternative products. Thank you.
Now we are going to discuss about the strategic management process. This process involves the full set of three aspects. One is commitments, and another one is decisions, and another one is actions. The three aspects was based on what are the requirements to achieve for the organization. Strategic competitiveness, sustained competitive advantage, above average returns. Strategic competitiveness means achieved when a firm successfully formulates and implements a value creating strategy. As well as the same, the 44,367 businesses file bankruptcy and more US businesses filed.
Students, dear students, I am Dr. M. Tamim Ansari, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Sadakathullah Appa College, Autonomous, Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu. So in this module, we are going to learn about systematic inorganic qualitative analysis for the third semester. The main objective of this module is to get familiarization on the materials used for systematic inorganic qualitative analysis and to know some preliminary analysis of inorganic qualitative analysis. Now I am showing here some picture. So first one is test tube. We are going to do most of the analysis by using this glass test tube. When we are having some bigger size, it may be called as a boiling tube. And second one is test tube holder. When the test tube is at hard condition, we must hold with the test tube holder. And third one is nickel spatula. So this is a spatula coated with a nickel material, anodized nickel. So what is the main purpose of this nickel spatula is it is anti-corrosive because we are going to use the so when we don't get any kind of this characteristic changes in the action of heat, it may be the absence of nitrate, iodide, ammonium, zinc. So these are all preliminary analysis. We will get some what are the materials used for the inner such as physical observation, action of heat, and a flame test. Thank you, students.
The man who knew infinity. Srinivas Ramanujan. Ramanujan was born on 22nd. The man who knew infinity. Srinivas Ramanujan. Ramanujan was born on 22nd December 1887 in Erode. His father was a clerk in a shop and his mother was housewife who sang at local temple. He had no formal training in mathematics. It is a technique that provides an analytic expression for the Mellin transform of an analytic function. It was widely used by Ramanujan to calculate definite integrals and infinite series. The best way to know about the great mathematician Srinivasan Ramanujan is to watch his biopic, The Man Who Knew Infinity. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Darling Sylvie from Raniyanna Government College for Women, Tirunelveli. So today let's explore the process of research, that is research process. Let me explain the research process one by one. First step is idea generation. Second step is literature review. Third step is research design. Next is data collection.
Sir, கொஞ்சம் பாஸ் பண்ண முடியுமா இத? So this is what we would like to have. So the first step, idea generating, and the second is literature review, and third one is research design. So the ma'am, I think Darley Selving ma'am, you in order apart from that, because you didn't show all the 5 or 6 stages at the same time. You are going by step by step. The first is idea generation. It shows idea generation, and next you are telling that literature review. In that time, when you are pronouncing the literature review, that literature review part appears, and research design, data collection, data analysis, reporting. So this is the thing we would like to have in a presentation. So then only it will be good. This is nice. Yeah, please proceed, sir.
Last step is reporting. Let's see the steps by one. First one is idea generation. So it's a spark in your mind. You may get it from various sources. See here. So first, brainstorming. So you can get it at a glance. Then generate and collect. And then proofreading. So for this purpose, you need to go through your thesis again and again, read and read, reproof and reproof. Then only you will get the final part of it tuned. Thank you. Thanks for your patience listening. Thank you. Have a happy learning.
One more thing is we can reduce little bit the volume of the background music. Little bit we can reduce, maybe 10% or something, because it is nice, but it should not disturb our delivery. That's the thing. Okay, fine. There is more. We can proceed, sir.
Hello students.
In the previous one, maybe the all-in-one slide was there, and it looks like maybe in Ramanujam concept also, it looks like reading the text whatever present in our PPT. It should not be like that. Our audience know very well, don't mistake me. Our audience know very well reading. They can read, no problem. But the thing is, apart from the text, whatever in the PPT, what we are presenting, what we are giving is matter. Okay, they know reading because they are not KG students. They are self learners. They can read the thing, but the thing is, what we are giving more and more apart from the text present in the slide is important. Yeah, you can play.
What are the units of radioactivity and how they are equivalent to each other? How to define every unit and what for it is used to measure and how they are linked to each other.
Yeah, please make it pause. Sorry, sir.
Really,
So here the thing is, in this slide, okay, it is okay. In this slide, it is okay. But in the previous slide, see, the content is being hidden by the teacher appearance, the teacher videos. Okay, radioactivity TY is missing or Y is missing. It is being hidden by the our own video, our own appearance. So while we are creating the PPT, maybe after preview the things, we can little bit we can move the topic unit of radioactivity, units of radioactivity. So we can track a little bit, or alignment can be left or something. So we have to plan while we are preparing the PPT. We have to keep in mind that our video will be in this place. So accordingly, we have to rearrange the components. Okay. So please play, sir.
Yes, you play it. Play the same video.
It is used to measure and how they are linked to. Now, let us first understand what is radioactivity and how it is measured. Basically, radioactivity is when material disintegrates itself, either it is artificially or naturally, it is going to disintegrate. So when it disintegrates, how to measure its disintegrations? So we are going to use the basic units like Curie, Rutherford, and Becquerel. So first, let's see what is Curie. Curie is a very familiar name. Of course, everyone is aware. Curie invented radium, and radium's disintegrations are 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations per second. So that can make you understand the definition of Curie. That is, one Curie is defined as the quantity of a radioactive substance which gives 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations per second. That is actually the disintegrations per second of radium. So from that only the unit is also defined. That is, 1 Curie is equivalent to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations. Similarly, there is another unit which is called Rutherford. The GY is equivalent to 100 rad. And similarly, 1 RAM is equivalent to 0.01 sievert. That is, short form is SV. And Randazan we have already defined. So in that way, you will be able to equal. You have understood what are the units which are used in the measurement of radioactivity and how they are having their equivalence with each other. Thank you for watching.
So again, I'm requesting you, the participants, please try to avoid all text into the PPT. It doesn't mean that whatever we are going to talk or we are going to speak will be in the PPT. Don't think so. So maybe in the bullet form or in the telegraph format in the PPT is better. If there is a need, for example, if you are giving him some definitions or that in which we cannot incorporate anything. So such a components may be presented as it is. But the remaining things, that explanation part, for the explanation part and introductory part, we can give the text as a bullet form or as a telegraph format. Okay, please, sir.
Dear learners, today I am going to introduce you a OOPS programming. Already we have a procedural programming in traditional way. But why do we need an OOPS programming?
In software development, we provide solution to the real life problems of people. But in real life is not a procedural. In real life, there are objects. Look around you. You may find people, table, book, computer, pen, car, bike, and etc. All are represented as an objects. So, in real life, we deal with the objects, and these objects have some basic characteristics. Hence arise the object-oriented approach. Class is a blueprint for an object. Object takes properties of the class, and it contains operation to be performed by that objects. For an example, if we take a female, so in such a way, we can create an object with these many instances.
I hope today we have discussed classes and objects. I hope this video will help you to understand OOPS concepts. Thank you. We meet you in the next video.
Dear students, in today's class we are going to study about an interesting topic, United Nations Organization. United Nations Organization is an international organization which was established for maintaining peace among the world countries. In this slide, we are seeing the emblem of the United Nations Organization. In the emblem, we can see the world countries are surrounded by a branch of olive leaves. Olive represent peace, so this organization main aim is to establish peace among the world countries. Now we are going to see about the introduction of the UNO, how the UNO was organized. This international organization was established on 24th October 1945, just after the Second World War. The main aim of the UNO was to establish peace and to prevent another world war which would destroy the whole earth. When the UNO was established, only 51 countries were the members of the UNO, and it was committed to preserve peace through international cooperation. But at present, 192 countries are National Court of Justice, which is situated in The Hague in Netherlands. The Iran, USA, Palestine and Israel, etc. These organs are the main organs of the UNO. Thank you.
Ma'am?
Hello, sir. Muthapandi, sir.
I'm here, ma'am. Yes,
Give
ma'am.
a feedback, sir. Then we shall wind up the session and we will continue for the valedictory.
Yes, ma'am. In this also, in total, in this presentation also, the voice is very less. It is not audible all the time. This is one thing. And even in the previous presentation, the all text was appearing, and then space utilization was also good, and the presentation was nice. This is the thing. But in general, across the all presentations, so these are all the things. The volume of the teacher is low. This is one thing. This is for the better improvement. And the slide presentations, all the points are we are displaying all the points at the same time. This should be restricted, or this should be avoided in future time. This is one thing. And so another thing is we should not read the text all the time. And so sometimes it shows that activate your windows in the bottom. It shows that we are not having the original windows. And in watermark also, in the previous presentation, that lock symbol was in the bottom, in the bottom right, I think. Okay, so these kind of things can be avoided in future. If you are using open source software, it will not be there. But sometimes it will be there, but we have to think of how this can be avoided in future e-content. So this may be our this may be a kind of initiation in our e-content development. Okay, this may be a initiation, but everything is learning by doing or learning by experiencing. So our experience will mold us in a good way, so that with that experience we can have a perfect e-content, no doubt, because you people are having some dedication, and you're spending time on this. Really, I appreciate, I congratulate all the participants, because it is a good initiation, I think. You have done it very well. And the thing is, these are all the things we have to keep in mind. Putting some logos in our video. Even in OpenShot, I forgot to tell that how a logo can be placed in the top of the. I have gone through with OBS Studio how a logo can be kept in the top or bottom or in the middle or somewhere. But I forgot to explain how a logo can be placed in the OpenShot. So if it is better you go for some open source softwares, then it will be nice, because we are going to disseminate the knowledge across the country or across the globe. So in such a way, it will be nice to go for open source software, unless otherwise. So these are all the things. So please keep in mind that, and you have a. I wish you all the best, and you have a good e-content in course of time. And I think we are waiting for the comments of other experts also, like Edward Bakira sir. Is there any common comment on the e-content delivered by the participants?
So good morning.
Yeah, Sendhanandan sir, please sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, all of you participants. Before I go over to my observations and comments, at the outset, I would like to congratulate every one of you on successfully completing this training cum production workshop on e-content development. And in fact, in the recent past, the e-content development programs organized by myself, Muthupandi, and our team, out of the 6, 7, 6 to 10 programs, I think this is the program where so much of production was completed, to be very frank with you, right? We have conducted even programs for Tripura, right, and other states like Odisha, right? But the level of enthusiasm evinced by you, shown by you in terms of the productivity, something very good. Because whatever we say, people can disbelieve that. But when you have a product in your hand, it speaks for the work you have done. Right? So that is something that I'm very happy about, and I think the organizing team and the inspiring leadership provided by the principal, right, has to be deeply appreciated for the enormous response from the participants. So that is something great. And as I already observed by Dr. Muthupandi sir, it is a question of making ourselves better day by day. It doesn't mean that we are on day one we don't become the best player in any game. So we start with something slow. Even Sachin Tendulkar was quite a few times dropped even for Ranji Trophy matches. We know that, right? So that way we all start with that. It's all the trial and error. And when you show it to more people, more insights you get. A couple of things I wanted to. I've also been making notes since I was connected on a mobile phone due to a small engagement here. Our vice chancellor's visit our campus. So a couple of things I have observed, and most of the things that I have observed, Dr. Muthupandi has given there. And with regard to that, Darling Madam's presentation on with regard to the background music, that's something good, but it should go well. And then, the one important thing is that, especially when you talk about some steps and stages, processes, it will be good if as and when you speak about a particular stage or a step or a particular movement, and that thing should appear, because there has to be one-to-one synchronization between what is being shown and what is being spoken, right? That is why we call this as an audio video combination. And if there is a mismatch between the content that is delivered in audio and video, right, a human mind gets a little distracted. And now the purpose of the e-content is to make the learning more effective, more efficient, and easier, right? But on the other hand, a voice speaking one thing and something being displayed on the screen, that will put some difficulty to the learners in comprehending the ideas. Okay, so that particular synchronization, now that is something you don't think that because you have done it yourself, it's an amateur it's an amateur production, right? It's not a professional production. I have done it with an open source because of that it has happened. But please understand, even in a professional setup, even if you come to our studios and we are going to allot an editor to you, even if you spend 2 days with a particular editor, this particular matching between what is being spoken and what is being shown is a matter of concern by the content developer. Because if the technician doesn't know any subject, the technicians know only the technical aspects of the particular editing software. So when a mathematics teacher says that you put this particular image when I speak this word, and you run this video, and when I speak this sentence, they will run, right? That's what they will do. So that particular synchronization, that one-to-one link, that we have to ensure that as a teacher. So that is one thing. So that madam's show, right, showing one after the as and when, that's why that was something good. And a few more things that I've observed, it has already been observed, because then there is so much of content loaded in the PPT slides, it is not something good. Even while making a PowerPoint presentation in your classroom, forget all this e-content. Okay? Even if you are going for a presentation in a seminar, conference, or a classroom, right? When you make a PowerPoint presentation, it is not expected that you will have a full paragraph pasted on a slide and presented on the screen and you speak out the entire. That's not the way, right? Because when you have copied and pasted a whole paragraph, and when it is projected on a larger screen, the student himself or herself can read it. Why we should be there to give a voiceover for that? There is no need for that, right? Okay. We should break down the points, right, the content into bulleted points, right, and present the content. Okay. So like that, that is one thing. Allowing a complete paragraph on the slide and making that slide stagnant, right, for 1 minute or so, and reading out word by word is again something that needs to be changed. And another thing is making the slide filled with a lot of things, right? And where your focus of the first part is on something else, second part is on something else, right? So when you have certain items on the screen which are not connected to the particular focal point, what happens is the student's attention gets split into the different parts of the screen. So it will be good. We call it as rule of oneness, right? So whatever you speak about, let it be on the screen. Okay. And the other things which are not talking made to appear on the screen unless it is right. Okay. So that is important. And don't mistake that mathematics madam who spoke about Srinivas Ramanujam, if I'm giving you that example, as I told you already, there are certain things which we do in a classroom, we cannot allow it to happen e-content. Because I was giving an example, something like, somewhere in 1960s this happened. Anyway, tomorrow I'll verify and let you know. That is possible in a classroom. But here it is after thorough verification only we write and we finalize the script. So only after scripting is finalized, only when we are completely convinced that our content is going to be this, we go for shooting. Okay. After completing the shooting, we are going to integrate the different multimedia elements in synchronization with the audio with the video contents, right? So in this context, every small detail must be attended to, right? That is important. For instance, in that content on Srinivas Ramanujam, it was first as Srinivas Ramanujam. That last A was missing, Srinivas Ramanujam. And in the subsequent screens, it was Srinivasan Ramanujam. It was AN was there. Whereas the reality is Srinivasa Ramanan. It is SRINIVASA. Okay. So there is neither absence of A or the presence of N. So, now it may look little small, but what happens is that when the content is presented on a visual medium repeatedly with the wrong spelling, that is likely to get registered in the students' minds. So that is why I tell you that even those minute things, we have to keep in mind. For instance, when you see a film, right, when suddenly there is a feedback, suddenly there is a kind of a scene, right, reacting to certain time, they put up, right, Chennai, right, okay, 1986, March 3rd, right, that particular appearance of those those days and dates, a month, that you remember it till the end of the film, right, okay, and there is understand the film linking those two events, right? So that way, when content is presented on a screen, right, it gets directly registered in the mind. So even small things, we'll have to take care. Right? Okay? So these are some of the general observations in addition to whatever that Muthupandi sir has been doing, has been sharing with you. So all that I would like to tell you is that, right, don't think that on the very first attempt we make the best content available. No, that's not the case, right? So most of the contents that we have seen, they were having this type of small issues. And, this is always a question in any e-content development workshop, even in a training program where I underwent some 15 years, 14 years back. This was a question, that is whether teachers should appear on the screen, right, or not. No, after all, it is the content, right? The students want to get the expertise, the subject knowledge. So why should I be there on the screen, right? No, of course, we can have a kind of e-content without the teacher's presence on the screen also. But, it is better that at least while introducing the topic and while closing the particular session, or at least in between once or twice for a few seconds, if the teacher comes and goes on the screen, there are two things we achieve. One is there is a kind of a stimulus variation. There's something called stimulus variation in teaching. Okay, so what will happen is that instead of seeing instead of seeing continuously, right, slide after slide, screen after screen with images, text, and all, so the boy or a girl sees a human being on the screen, right? Okay, so that one objective is that the stimulus can be varied, right, by the teacher's presence here and there. And the other one is that a kind of a personal touch. You see today, often there is a lot of, even I think today's Hindu carried some statistics worldwide, how many billion students have not met their teachers face to face in the past 2 years. Okay, so whether that is having any impact on their teaching learning, like that, there was a discussion. So totally disconnected from the teachers, right? So instead of that, a teacher's presence, right, that makes a little kind of a personal touch to the learning. So we suggest that at least, right, in a 5-minute content, first few seconds and the last few seconds, if possible, in between also 1 second, right? For instance, if you are talking about the advantages of something, so before discussing the disadvantages, you can just appear some 10 to 15 seconds, right? Now that we have been focusing on the advantages, please don't think that there are no disadvantages. There are some disadvantages also. Shall we see that, right? So it is just about 10 to 15 seconds, right? But that will provide a kind of a guide to learn. So now we have been seeing advantages, and now we are focusing our attention on disadvantage, like that. That will be helpful, right? So this type of things you can try. And yeah, I know it is a very overwhelming submission, I would say 75. Madam has put up a message with 75 plus. Right? That's something very big. And since the schedules are all drawn for 2 hours, so what we will do is we will go ahead with the closing ceremony. And in fact, Madam is going to share the links of the other 45 contents so that we are ready to see, because certain contents, we could see well in advance and reflect upon it and share our views. So Madam is going to share that link. So we will see maybe over a period of about 5 to 6 days, 7 days, we will see and share our feedback to Madam, so Madam can forward that to the respective participants, right? So based on that, now that you have an editing software with you, and now you have the raw footage with you, and now you have collected videos and the multimedia elements are with you, right? You can go about modifying n number of times, right? Till you get satisfied at your level. Yes, this is my final product, right? So that way you can do that, right? Okay. So that is my humble view, right? So with this, let me hand over the session to Dr. Sajinisha, right, for further process, please. Right? Proceedings, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Really, it's amazed. In short span of time, we have collected around 100 e-content today.
That is something big, right? Yeah, I think it is one of the largest productions that we have recently seen in the e-content development workshop. I remember some 5 years back, we conducted one in Christ University, right, where we had 130 participants and 121 or 22 we could do it. That was a face-to-face mode one. But in this type of a virtual mode program, it is a very big achievement, right? I must sincerely congratulate you and right, wish all the members of the team great appreciation. Right?
Congratulations to everyone. Today we have played around 30 content, and the other content also will be checked by expert, and we will send it all the links to the expert team, and expert will give the comments and feedbacks within 10 days for your improvement, right?
Yeah, we will make it there.
Okay, sir, we shall proceed for the valedictory, sir. Principal, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Salvi, ma'am?
Yeah.
The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more place you will go. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I cordially invite you to the valedictory event of Online Capacity Building of FTP on E-Content Development, organized by Center for Digital Learning and PG Research Department of Computer Science. Prayer is the most important conversation of every day. Takes it to the God before you take it to the everyone else. To invoke the blessings of God, I welcome our Professor Riyasuddin to recite the Quran.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا لا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. அல்லாஹ் எந்த ஒரு ஆத்மாவுக்கும் அதனுடைய சக்திக்கு உட்பட்டதை தவிர சிரமம் கொடுப்பதில்லை. அது சம்பாதித்ததின் நன்மை எதற்கே, அது சம்பாதித்த தீமையும் அதற்கே. எங்கள் இறைவா, நாங்கள் மறந்து போயிருப்பினும் அல்லது நாங்கள் தவறு செய்திருப்பினும் எங்களை குற்றம் பிடிக்காதிருப்பாயாக. எங்கள் இறைவா, எங்களுக்கு முன் சென்றோர் மீது சுமத்திய சுமையை போன்று எங்கள் மீதும் சுமத்தாதிருப்பாயாக. எங்கள் இறைவா, எங்களுக்கு இயலாததை எங்கள் மீது சுமத்தாதிருப்பாயாக. எங்கள் பிழைகளை பொறுத்து எங்களை மன்னிப்பாயாக. எங்களுக்கு அருள் புரிவாயாக. நீயே எங்கள் பாதுகாவலன். நிராகரிக்கும் கூட்டத்தாரின் மீது நாங்கள் வெற்றி அடைய எங்களுக்கு உதவி செய்வாயாக. அல் குர்ஆன் 2:286. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Riyaz, sir. The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the aesthetic experience. Now I would like to welcome our beloved principal. Now I would like to welcome our beloved Professor Muhammad Hanif sir, Dean of Arts, Coordinator of the Center for Digital Learning, to welcome the gathering.
In the name of the
Sir.
Almighty, yes, thank you, sir. In the name of the Almighty, the most gracious and the most merciful. Distinguished resource persons, principal, vice principal, and participants on this virtual platform. I am extremely happy to accord a very warm welcome to one and all. To begin with, I accord a very warm welcome to our beloved and respected principal, Dr. M. Muhammad Sadiq, who is instrumental in conducting this capacity building online workshop for our faculty and also for the benefit of other faculty members from friendly institutions across the country. Welcome, sir. It's my pleasure to welcome a warm welcome to our vice principal, who is supporting the team, the Center for Digital Learning, every time through his inspiratory words and encouragement. Welcome, sir. I extend a cordial welcome to our distinguished resource persons, Dr. S. Senthilnathan, Dr. P. Marudupandi, Mr. S. Edward Pakiraj, for having spared their time highlighting the merits and the demerits, the strengths and the weaknesses in the e-content development, the e-content developed by our faculty members. I extend a very cordial welcome to all of you, sirs. I am happy to welcome the deans of our college, the administrative officers, faculty heads of various departments, faculty participants from our college and other friendly institutions across the nation. I extend a very warm welcome to one and all. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for welcome the gathering. If your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. We have such a wonderful leader with us. It's none other than our principal. I would like to welcome Dr. M. Muhammad Sadiq, principal of our college, to deliver the presidential address. Sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. If you could count up the favors of God, never would you be able to number them. For God is forgiving and most merciful, says the Holy Quran. Respected chief guest of this fine occasion, Dr. S. Senthilnathan sir, the Director FAC, University Grant Commission and HRDC, Professor of Educational Technology, Bharathidasan University, Trichy. Dr. P. Muthupandi sir, Associate Professor, Mananmaniyam, Madurai Kamaraj University. And respected Mr. S. Edward Pakiraj sir, Freelance E-Content Development, Rosary E-Solutions. And today, the validity section of the 7-day online capacity building FDP on e-content development program. Really, we had the experience of 3 legends in this field, the whole 7 days working together, and an output of more than 100 e-contents. Amazing, really amazing. I congratulate the organizing team, Dr. Shajini Shah Madam, the Dean of Digital Learning, and the coordinator, Dr. Hanif, and the coordinator, Dr. Abu Salih Sheikh, and the members of the PG and Research Department of Computer Science, Dr. Ganesh, and Dr. Professor Riaz, and Professor Priya Madam. And really, I feel very happy that the whole 7 day is actually being sincerely attended by around 90% of the participants for the 7 days. It's amazing that the outcome of the program is that much appreciated by the 3 legends of the whole program. And I I congratulate Dr. Syam Ahmad Khaja, the Vice Principal of our college. The Controller of Examinations, Dr. Abdul Kader, the Deputy Controller of Examinations, Dr. Kana Muthiah Madam, and the Dean of Research, Dr. Badisha, Dean of Arts, Dr. Hanif, Dean of Sciences, Dr. Muhammad Roshan, Dean of Sports, and the Dean of Students Counseling, and the control and the Barzar of our college, and the HODs of our college, and the participants from friendly institutions from our state and all over the country, and some participants from the foreign countries also have participated in this 7-day program. Really, it was an amazing experience while seeing that output by going through the around 30 presentations. The way they have involved in the operation is very amazing. A 1,000-mile journey begins with a first single step by Stephen Covey. So we are going to travel 1,000 miles, but we must take the first step from our home. This is a first step taken by the participants of our program. I hope with the grace of Allah Almighty, everybody will be master in the e-content development. And we have to have a goal in our life. As Azim Premji, the Wipro chairman, told, if people are not laughing at your goals, then they are too small. So we have to remember this in each and every goal setting process. Our goal must be so high that we could reach there with proud and joy that we have reached this much of greater heights in our life. So I heard one of the conference. Our goal must be too big, and our challenges must also be too big, and our problems also must be too big. The end of the solving the whole things, we have to be stand proud and say that yes, we have been that much of great problems in my life. That is why we have to have that patience in our life to solve the problem. As Henry Wadsworth Longfellow told, the heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. I remember the words. Most probably all the 100 participants who have submitted their video, their e-content today could have worked the midnight even last day. And even today morning also we have received the content, means we are toiling upwards in the night. So we will reach greater heights in our life. So with these few words, I congratulate the whole team, Dr. Sajinisha, the Dean, Center for Digital Learning, Dr. Hanif, the coordinator, Dr. Abu Salih Sheikh, the coordinator of the Center for Digital Learning, and the members of the PG and Research Department of Computer Science for their relentless job for the last 1 month for getting all these things done. For the 7 days, they are working such a very sincere and hardworking way. And especially, I thank Dr. Sajanisha for leading this team, and she was working till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the midnight, and creating and collecting all this content, so that the whole work is a beautiful one. I pray Allah the Almighty for the whole efforts taken by the team and the management of Sadakathullah College, the faculty members of Sadakathullah College, for the relentless job they have done for the successful completion of this wonderful webinar. Inshallah, we will meet once again in an offline program with these three legends in our college. We are going to invite them to our college, and we will be meeting together, and we will be in a happier meeting within a span of 2 or 3 months in our college. I congratulate and I express my heartfelt thanks to the organizers for taking these bold steps to give this wonderful program in our campus, in our virtual campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for delivering the presidential address. Felicitation is the inspiration to others and motivation to whom you are felicitating. Now, I would like to welcome our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. S.M. S.A.M. Mohammad Khaja, to deliver the felicitation address. Sir.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to one and all to Father Gear. The Almighty sows the peace and mercy to all of us. I begin in the name of Almighty, the most gracious and the most benevolent. Respected Principal of our esteemed institution, Dr. Muhammad Sadiq. Respected resource persons, Dr. S. Sendilnathan, Director, UGG HRD, and Professor of Educational Technology, Paraidasan University, Tiruchirappalli, Dr. Muthu Pandi, Associate Professor of Education, Madurai Kamaraj University, Madurai, Mr. S. Edward Bhagiraj, freelance and developer, Rosary E-Solutions. Respected Dean, Center for Digital Learning and Organizing Secretary of this program, Dr. S. Sajinisha. Respected Dean of Arts, NIT Coordinator of Center for Digital Learning and the Organizing Secretary of this program, Dr. Muhammad Hanif. Respected Barsa, the Coordinator for Central for Digital Learning and Organizing Secretary of this program, Dr. Abu Sali. Respected coordinators of this FTT program, Ms. Roslyn, Ganesh Kumar, and Muhammad Yazidi. Assistant Professors of PG and Research Department of Computer Science, respected Controller of Examinations, respected Deputy Controller, respected IQC Coordinator, respected ISO Coordinator, respected Dean of Sciences, respected Dean Research and Development, respected Dean of Students Affairs, respected Dean of Sports, and HODs and faculty members of our college and other friendly institutions and participants. I am very much delighted that the Center for Digital Learning and the PG and Research Department of Computer Science of our college are jointly hosting a 7-day program on online building capacity on FDB and e-content development. I congratulate the organizing secretaries and coordinators for organizing a wonderful and useful programs to develop the e-content development for our college faculty members and other participants. From the day one itself, today is the 7th day, we learned about the e-content development, the concept and spiritual and instructional designing for e-content development, and free and open source software editing and video capturing, and working with the image and videos, animations, pre-production, post-production, and production activities, and the display of participants, today's events, contents, and discussions. Definitely, this program is very much useful to our faculty members and the participants for developing and creating their own e-contents in their subjects through their own ideas and developments. I hope our entire faculty members of our college and other friendly institutions are well versed in creating the e-contents in the subject that is proved by their own created e-contents present here. Our faculty members and participants have created more than 100 e-contents in a tremendous way. They proved that they are ready to use the latest learning tools in the modern and technology-oriented education systems. We learned a lot of information. About the e-content preparations through this program. The learned resource persons, Dr. S. Sendilnathan, Dr. Muthu Pandi, and Mr. Edward Bhagiraj have seen the e-content prepared by the participants and provided fruitful suggestions to make the e-contents in a better and brilliant way. I extend my sincere thanks to the resource persons for their full-fledged support to conduct this program, even though they are busy schedule also. I felicitate the Dean and coordinators of GLC and the faculty members of PG and Research Department of Computer Science for their relentless efforts to successfully organize this wonderful FTV program. I take this opportunity to thank and appreciate our Honorable Secretary, respected Principal, organizing secretaries and coordinators, distinguished and talented resource persons and other personalities for having provided this platform to impart knowledge on developing and creating the e-content for online classes for the students. I hope that the EDP would throw light on all these areas for the benefit of the individual and also the interest of the students community. I felicitate our beloved participants and wish every one of you good luck and success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to felicitating us.
Ganesh sir, 1 minute. Ganesh sir?
Yes, sir.
1 minute. I feel sorry for not mentioning Professor Rosalind name in the while I address the gathering. I once again congratulate Dr. Sajani Shah, the Dean of Digital Learning, and Dr. Muhammad Hanif, and Dr. Abu Salih Sheikh, and Dr. Professor Ganesh, and Professor Riyasuddin, and Professor Rosalind for cooperating and creating this beautiful program, a successful one. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, on behalf of you, I mentioned the name also. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now it's time for oral feedback. And ma'am.
Participants, anybody volunteer to say the oral feedback? Anyone, sir? Gayatri, ma'am. And all other side participants. Are you there? So if you want to give the oral feedback, you please raise your hands or type it in chat box.
Madam, I think
somebody
their mics. Madam, I think their mics are muted. Some of the participants say we are not in a position to unmute.
Ma'am, they unmute their mic and speak.
The participants, you unmute your mic and speak.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Vidya from Sita Lakshmi Ramaswamy College. I'm the associate professor and head there. Dear principal sir, Professor Sendranathan sir, it was a delight listening to the program, and it was really, we had been trying to get into some sort of a class like this, and having joined this class, it was highly beneficial, and we've learned a lot, and we are confident that we'll make better e-content producers now. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. Please speak.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hearing, sir. Yeah.
This is Naveen Dias from Bangalore. First of all, I'd like to tell you that it was worth attending FDP program on e-content development. I truly would like to appreciate the way that you have organized this program. All the resource persons were excellent in their subject domain. The way that they explained made me to understand that education happens to only those who blend with simplicity and humility. These resource persons were not only experts in their respective field, they were very humble enough to explain and clarify all that. One thing I very much liked was this, that what Professor Sadakathullah said, that e-content presentation was not a replacement for a teacher. What a teacher cannot explain, he puts it in his presentation and makes it more effective. And that is how it should be. And that is one thing that I like to keep in mind when I do my e-content presentations in my class to make my teaching learning process very effective. I would like to thank all the organizers, Professor Sendranathan, and all the resource persons Madam, and my great friends, Professor Hanif and I think Pasha and Mr. Thank you very much. In future, if you organize such programs on e-content development, please let us know. Thank you very much once again.
Any other?
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is S. Gayatri, Assistant Professor from Auxilium College, Vellore. Really very thankful to Sadakathullah, Appa College, all faculties and organizers of this FDP on e-content. I'm really very glad that I was a part of it, and I was totally heartfully involved these 2 days in making the video. Like the first day session, I listened from resource person Senthil Nathan sir. He was he motivated very much us to make an e-content. So the day one is a thing that was running into my mind was in what topic we are going to make the e-content. So that much he motivated us, and also the resource person Muthupandi sir and Edward Bhagiraj sir also explained so well about all the open source softwares like OBS Studio. We were not aware of it before, and open short video, and I was happy that I can also make a video. Like I am now confident much that I can provide much better things to my students now. And thank you so much for providing this opportunity. And this presentation session, it was really very helpful, so that we came to know our do's and don'ts that we have to follow further. And really, I'm much eager to develop further more many e-contents. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Any discussion to the guest, the expert committee?
Hello. Hello. Can I make the point here? Hello.
Yes, sir. Please
sir,
go ahead, sir.
Sir, this morning we had a lot of difficulty in uploading the e-content because it's heavily raining here, and we have had Wi-Fi issue, serious Wi-Fi issue, and we will be sending it by this evening. Kindly bear with us because red alert and yellow alert have been announced here in Bangalore. So therefore, we had a great difficulty, and even to attend this program, we had to come all the way to the college today to do this. So the e-content will be uploaded by this evening. I hope you will not mind this.
So no issues, sir. Anyway, madam is going to collect all these things and send the links to us today or tomorrow only. You can take some time.
Okay.
Madam,
proceed, sir?
Yeah. Principal, sir. Principal, sir.
Please.
Yeah, sir. I solicit your permission to express a few words of appreciation to the organizing secretary, Dr. Shajunisha. I deem it a great pleasure. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. As an organizing secretary, I would like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to our respected and beloved Dean, Digital Learning Center, the Center for Digital Learning, Dr. Shajunisha. She deserves everybody's appreciation because of her earnest efforts taken to conduct this capacity building online workshop to benefit faculty members from our college and other friendly institutions. I am happy that she's a hard worker, a smart and hard worker, whatever the assignments she takes up, she amazingly completes it with the support of the management, the principal, vice principal, and also with the support of the members associating with the Center for Digital Learning of our college. Right from preparing the brochure and the invitation for this workshop, she had been holding discussions with all the members. Even though she could decide by herself, she held discussions with Abu Salih sir, with other members and me to finalize the brochures in a beautiful manner. And when it comes to preparations, she was creating links to send to the participants for attending the faculty development program smoothly for every day. And when it comes to the validity session, she was even holding discussions yesterday night with me and Dr. Abu Salih sir for the preparations and the plannings to be executed to smoothly conduct this valedictory program today. I sincerely appreciate all the support rendered by the members, especially Mrs. Roslyn, Mr. Riazuddin, and Mr. Ganesh to realize the objectives of this workshop today. And I sincerely appreciate and congratulate our Dean, Dr. Shajunisha, for wonderfully hosting this 7-day FTP program in a very successful manner so that we could realize the objectives of this workshop, this FTP program today. As our principal, vice principal, and the resource persons rightly highlighted, it was an overwhelming response, overwhelming submission from the participants because of the efforts executed by the coordinator and the dean of the Center for Digital Learning. We assure you, madam, that we will extend our fullest support to you for our future endeavors for the benefit of the faculty and the students of our college and other friendly neighboring institutions. Thank you, principal. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Hanif sir. Really, it's an amazing remark.
Thank you, Hanif sir. My heartfelt thanks to you.
Welcome, madam.
With all your cooperation and support, we are doing this.
In fact, madam, just for a brief intervention, I would like to join Dr. Rahmath sir in congratulating you in successfully organizing this program. In fact, Dr. Sajunisha, I think, has been talking about it merely for a year, I think. Okay. After, I think she participated in a program at MSU.
2 years before.
Yeah. From then onwards, she has been telling that we would like to have a program, a similar program in our campus for our teachers. And it was planned once, but due to the pandemic and the subsequent lockdowns, we could not make it happen. And later, when she wanted to do it online, and she wanted to make it open for others also. So that's how many other participants got benefited. So she deserves all appreciation, and it's a really commendable work, madam. Right? All the best. Right? Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. I also take this opportunity to thank profusely Dr. Muthupandi and Mr. Edward Paikiraj for their support, right, continuously in organizing this program. Okay, so thank you.
Actually, this is the whole teamwork, sir.
Yeah, that's
we are all work together
and
getting this success.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
Okay, please. Ganesh, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, madam.
I'll give the vote of thanks.
Yeah.
Right. If the only prayer you ever said was thank you, that would be enough. It's time for thanking the gathering. I would like to welcome our HOD, Dr. S. Sajunisha, the Dean of Center for Digital Learning, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ganesh, sir. It's really an honor and a privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty Allah for making this 1 week FDP a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our resource person, Dr. Sendilnathan sir, who despite his busy schedule has found time to grace this occasion. And I also express my heartfelt thanks to Muthupandi sir and Edward sir for their valuable contribution, suggestions, modifications, which is to be done in the e-content. We are grateful to you, sir, for your words of encouragement. Thank you very much, sir. I thank our management for their support and visionary action. And next, I would like to thank our principal and vice principal for their commitment, kindness, and continued support. My heartfelt thanks to deans, administrative officers, head of various departments, and faculty members for their valuable contributions, guidance, and encouragements in all our efforts. My special thanks to our outside participants who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable success. Yes, still I am receiving so many thanks messages in my WhatsApp number. What I feel it, we just ignite you, we just educate you about the e-content as we are all the skillful, talented, and capability faculties. We will do in our future, in our very first class e-content. We can develop more e-content in coming future. I thank the coordinators, members, and mentors of Digital Learning Center, and I thank you, my dear friends, and your cooperations. Finally, I leave the message that is coming together is the beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. Yes, we are all working together to make this function a resounding success. Thank you. Once again, I thank you all for your kind cooperation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Hopefully this course enlightened your knowledge to brighten your future. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Special thanks to resource persons,
You're most
Tirunelveli
welcome.
sir,
You're most welcome.
Muthupandi sir, and Edward sir.
Yeah, you're most
And
welcome. Hearty congrats in
yeah,
best
even
wishes
in your
again.
thank you, welcome, sir. Even in your busy schedule.
Senthilnathan sir,
Yes, yes, sir, please.
we are very thankful to you, sir.
It's a pleasure,
We'll
sir.
be inviting you to our campus. We three people.
Oh, sure, I'll be
Please
happy to
come
come.
to our college, sir, please.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Thank you. We'll
We are
make it.
awaiting your presence in our campus.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Please, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Do we have a
Yes.
feedback form today to be filled?
No, sir.
Today we do not have a feedback.
Yeah. No feedback today.
Okay. When are we going to receive our certificates?
Within 10 days.
Within 10 days.
You all will receive your certificate within 10 days.
Thank you very much. But also, ma'am, kindly kindly remember us whenever you think of organizing programs in the future. It's very nice to meet people like you all and learn what we do not know. We are humbled by what you have, how the way you have organized the program. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, all the participants, my dear faculty members and friends. My heartfelt thanks to each and everyone. And my special thanks to the team, DLC team, and my department team. And sir, I'm always grateful to you, the principal sir and vice principal sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall we close the meeting, Riyaz?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir.
With the principal with the permission of the principal.
Okay, sir.
Principal, sir.
I think sir left, sir.
Okay. Shajusa, madam.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Shall we
We
close the
shall
meeting?
close. Yeah. We shall close.
Abu Sali, sir.
I think sir left, sir.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
All right.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Special congratulations to the organizing team, Mr. Riyazuddin, Mrs. Rosalind, and Mr. Ganesh Kumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.